Yeah, okay, okay. Now we're ready. We're ready for chapter 28. We're almost finished with Proverbs. Probably next week will be our last. It depends. I hope to do maybe 3 chapters today, and then we will have chapter 31 for our last week. That's the Woman's Week, chapter 31. Okay, so let's begin. Chapter 28. And again, I hope you're reading something from the Bible every day and seeking God. What's he saying to you? So search for it, take notes, be ready. We're continuing with warnings and teachings of Proverbs, as the last many chapters have been this way. Again, he wants us to think about 25 verse 1, where it says that these proverbs, these stories of Solomon, that were written by Hezekiah, written down and copied. Okay, so he's continuing to write what Solomon was teaching. Bold like the lion. If you ever see a lion live, we had some lions at Disney. And you know, they're bold, and when they roar, you could hear them for 1 mile away. They're loud, they're loud, they're loud. And it says that the wicked flee when no one is chasing them, but the righteous, we stand bold like that lion. In other words, if something goes wrong, the bad people, they run away. They try to hide from the justice. But the righteous people, we're to stand strong and bold as the lion. When a nation rebels, often it's because they have many, many people ruling, trying to have control. And so it gets confusing, and the people just fight internally. We see a lot of that now with countries, fighting each other and rebelling. But it says that if the man has the discern, you understand what God is saying and how he works, then with knowledge, we can keep order and calm. But they're not doing that. They're not walking in righteous discernment now in many, many countries. Also, the poor people. Sometimes you'll have a poor person who will just tramp on other poor people. He will steal from other poor people. It's the same as, you're growing your crops and a big rain comes, like we just saw. It destroys the crops. So it's the same way with poor people hurting poor people. They destroy other people. But the people who forget about the law and they praise wicked people, we see that now, right? All around us. But if you keep the law, they fight with the people that keep the law or want the rule and the law, and that's just what's happening now. Some people are forgetting about the laws, forgetting about the right, and attacking, and then there are other people that are trying to keep the laws, keep things right. And that's what we need to do, is we need to keep things right according to the Bible, as the Bible tells us. Evil people They don't understand justice. And we see that now. We see justice being turned upside down. Bad people are coming out of jail. But people that are seeking God, they're not understanding people like that. Right now, people who believe in God and declare God, they're coming against us. And they're trying to stop churches, stop preachers, stop teachers about God. It's just crazy world. But the bad men, they don't understand the true justice of God, because in the end, they will see it and they will know it. But now they don't. Hey, Rose, you're looking good. So better is the poor person who walks in his integrity. So keep our integrity, our honesty, integrity. The rich man who is evil will be sorry in the end. Okay. You know, young people, when you're raising children and they become a teen, what happens? They don't want to obey the laws, the rules at home, right? You know, like young people, if they obey the laws, they're wise, but they don't always know that that's the difference. But if you have children that have, you know, crazy friends or friends that do bad things, they don't understand how that can change them, and they become shame to the parents. Okay, so again, teaching our children to live right and follow the rules, the laws of God are very important. It will make them wise. Now, if you work for money, and there are many people, they want to get as much as they can get. So they'll raise the cost, gasoline, higher, 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 you know, and then they'll charge high interest because they want to get as much as they can get. All right. They make money by, so if you make your money by just charging people, you will lose it. And the Bible actually tells us that eventually that money will go to the poor. God will in some way turn that around. So if you make that money by all that charging, you will lose it one day. Prayer. What is prayer? Prayer is our answer for many things, right? Do you think God is hearing your prayers? Rose, you actually told me something before we started. Can I share that about your paycheck? She has a new job and she's been praying and asking God because it's not enough money. But when she got her paycheck, what happened, Rose?
It was exactly to the dollar enough for rent and my storage unit.
The exact amount. Yes, praise the Lord.
Yeah.
So that's what prayer will do, and we will see God work and do those things. Then we will be amazed, but yet we prayed and asked, and He tells us all we need to do is ask. So if you turn away your ear from hearing about the law or stop praying, then it's like you're leaving God. In other words, this verse is telling us, don't turn away from the things of God. We get comfortable. It's like a marriage. When you first get married, you're so in love and you think about him all the time, and but then as it gets longer and longer, it's like, oh, you know. And it's the same thing with God. He wants us to stay in that love relationship with him, and the prayer, and continuing to prayer, and stay in his law, which is the Bible. If we are a person that leads another person to sin, and we can't say we never did that, because we all do in some way or another. Maybe if you have drugs or alcohol, it's easy to see that, or a sexual sin. You can lead other people to prostitution, or to be an alcoholic or an addict, or you can, even in teaching your children, sometimes we teach them something that is not truly right. We say, oh, it's okay to tell a little white lie, just little things. But when we're teaching other people to sin, and maybe don't even know that we're doing it, but when we do, we're just digging a hole for ourselves to jump in, So we need to live right and teach right, and then we will have a brighter future. Rich people, they just think they're wise because they have a lot of money. But money doesn't make them wise. Often it's the opposite. Money will often make a person foolish. Okay. But the poor person who has the discernment just sees through it, and they see what that rich person is doing. So with righteous people, we can celebrate and will receive glory. But when the wicked people rise up in power and have a lot of money, then the true believers often will hide, because they try to destroy us. And that's happening now also around the world. I heard the other day of some place where they were arresting people if they went to church. They said they couldn't go to church. And, just those crazy things are happening around us. But we need to continue in our righteousness of Christ, continue in our prayer, our belief, our study, our church. And maybe they'll come against us, but that's okay. We're to be that lion and stand bold and strong. Sometimes people try to hide their sins. Maybe they watch porn on TV, but they hide it. They don't tell anyone, and nobody will catch me. It's my own. I do it. I hide, but we can't cover up our sin. But if we confess our sins, then God will give us mercy. Maybe we have a bad habit, or a bad thing that we do or think. Even in our mind, we can think things, and you think, oh, people will never know. It's just in my mind. But that's not true. God knows. And we need to just confess to God and tell him that I know I have this. Help me, and seek God for these things. And he will give you mercy. It says, happy is the person who is never without fear. What's that say? Let's see. If you don't have fear, I'm not happy. What? It says, but the one who's hard-hearted will fall into trouble, get into mischief. Bad things will happen. What's it telling me? Never without fear. That means we have the fear of God, and it doesn't mean that we're afraid. It just means that we are believing what God said, and that he will do what he said. So I healthy believe that, and that means I have that fear of God. Okay. But if I don't have that fear and I just go and do whatever, he will fall. It will be trouble. It'll be mischief. It'll be just bad things will happen to that person. So blessed is the person who will always tremble before God. Okay. Stand before God. There's that roaring lion again. He says, and then, so we have a lion and a bear, the wicked ruler over poor people. Wow. He's trying to be the same as us, lion, but the wicked ruler is bad for poor people because he comes at poor people like a lion or a bear. He can rule over all the poor and people that don't have a lot. He will try to be, I'm the lion, I can take you. He just tries to take it all. But we need to hate that kind of thinking. And then we will have long life if we don't have that idea of controlling all other people under us. Okay. Now, if a person does attack someone and there's blood, they kill a person, whew, what happens? They will go to the pit of hell if they don't accept Jesus, because our Savior covers all of that. But if a person does those things, he kills, rape, various things, steals, all of that, he will go, hell will be his home later. But we have a future hope, and our hope will not be stopped. Again, that integrity. If we walk in our integrity, honesty, and continue in the ways of God, then we don't have to worry about that pit of hell. Continue pushing, trying, working with what God gave you. God gave each of us something different abilities, different understandings. But if we continue in what he gave us, then our heavenly life will be waiting glorious for us. The faithful man will continue and have blessings. But if you hurry, I just want to get rich, you will be punished in the end. Okay, so focus on just being faithful to God, because when we work hard, continue, don't expect the harvest before the labor. In other words, we have to do the work. I can put a seed in the ground, but if it's not watered or fertilizer in the ground to make it grow, we need to work it. We first need to plant it. So that's our work. Then God will let it grow, but we can't expect a harvest without doing our part. Our work is part of it. For our success and our health and our wealth, we need to continue to do what God tells us to do every day. It says, Lord, save me from wrongdoing people. When we show partiality, favor. Maybe you have 3 children and you see one is your favorite. Okay, so if we show that I have a favorite, then we're doing wrong to the others. You see that? Whether it be in your workplace, you might become jealous of somebody, or if you're a boss, you do favorite things for one and not another, or in your children. So don't show favoritism. Some will do wrong things just to get a piece of bread. You see people that will sell their bodies just to have money for food or drugs, addictions, whatever. Just they'll do little things for a little bit. And then greedy people will try to get rich quickly. I went, oh, I like that idea. I can get lots of money fast. But they forget that they're headed themselves actually to become poor. And that means that in the end, they will be poor and in hell. You see what he's explaining here? That if we show favoritism, if we do little things just so I can have a fix or a drink or whatever, or if I'm greedy and try to get money quickly, you're going towards poverty. You know, some of the poorest people in the world have a lot of money, but money doesn't make them rich. We are very rich because we have the blessings of God, the favor of God. He favors all of us, not Nicole more than Rose or Karen. We all have the same favoritism from God, and he blesses us. Just like he blessed Rose this week. I'm not jealous of that. And if I get jealous of Rose, then I have a problem. God will deal with me. Okay? So we need to support one another, praise one another's victories, and just continue. Not going to be poor in the end. We will be rich in the end. In the end, people will appreciate honest criticism more than just say, flatter, make you feel good. When people are honest with you, maybe you don't like to hear it, but in the end, it will help you more than people who just say, oh, that's so good, that's so good, that's so nice. But really knowing that there is something that maybe you need to do different or better or change, So don't be afraid of criticism that is honest. Take it, use it, and live with it. And then whoever, it says some people actually steal from their parents. They will steal things, sell the TV to get money for drugs, whatever. But it says here, and they say, oh, it's not a sin. It's my house too. I can use it. It's mine too. No, it's not. You're just joining other people's sin when you do that. So we need to let our children know that they need to stay strong in the Lord and not steal from mom and daddy. Okay. The one who is proud starts all the trouble. If you've ever been in a church and you see people talking, the person that starts trouble in the church or in the office, work, they're proud and they start trouble. But if we trust in the Lord he will increase us and give us the opportunities at the right time to share our thoughts and our plans. But don't be proud and start the trouble. We need to trust in the Lord, and he will increase us. Now, we don't need to trust. Well, I just felt it. I knew it. I just followed my own heart. But if you trust your own heart, you're foolish. What? You're foolish if you don't take the Bible advice. Don't think that just because, well, I think I can do this, but it's against what the Bible says. That's foolishness. So don't trust your own self. Use the Bible to get your advice. And in Jeremiah 17, verse 9, it says, the heart is deceitful above all things, and it's wicked. Who knew it? Yeah, who knew? We can know because the Bible tells us right here. And if we give to the poor, then you will not want. I've seen people in the past, and even myself at times, I see a person in need, and I think, oh, I can't give them that. I need that for my own rent, or for I need to buy myself some food. So why should I give them some food? Well, because if we see the poor and the Spirit touches our heart to give to them, do it, give it, because then God will be sure to see that you are taken care of, and better than before. So don't stop and not give to the poor because you're always thinking, I need that for myself. I can't give, I can't help another person. No, we need to take care of other people with what God has already given to us, share it with others, and then he will just bless us with more and be sure our needs are met. So when those wicked people rise up, like I said, other people will go and hide. But when those wicked people are removed, then we come out and we grow, and we increase, and that will happen. And it goes in cycles. Like right now, we're in a time when wicked people are just trying to do many, many things, and good people are hiding. They're hiding their faith. They're hiding their money. They're hiding various things, But when those wicked are destroyed, then we will come out and we will increase. So we just need to continue in our belief and in our trust. That's 28. Proverbs 28. All right, 29. Okay, again, continuing in warnings and instructions. And then this time, instead of just telling us the little quotations, little tidbits, it's back to the right and the wrong again, comparing the righteous and the wicked. Do you know any person that's stubborn? Or are you stubborn? Oh, you are? I didn't know that. Okay. But whoever continues in their stubbornness, and you say, I told them 3 times, and they continue to do it that way. Your children, your workers, other things, they continue to be stubborn. They refuse to do it right. So after many times rebuking, punishing them, or, scolding them or telling them, they will be destroyed. And if they continue in all that stubbornness, later in life, it will destroy them. It will destroy them. When a righteous person is in leadership, the people are, oh, I'm so happy because that person does what's right. They're a believer. They follow God's ways. Oh, let's follow, let's do what they say. But when the wicked rule, the people, okay, again, he's explaining explaining things here that we see every day now. Are you caught in a trap? Proverbs 29, 3 through 13 talks about this. The wise son, the wise child, the wise son, okay, he makes his father happy. Ooh, yay, yay, yay. But if he stays with harlots, or bad people, he spends all his money, he doesn't make his father proud. The king, through judgment, will establish the land. You know that when there's a king, that the king, everything belongs to the king in his kingdom. Every grass, every tree, animals, people, everything belongs to the king. So a king's judgments establish the land. It says, but if you receive gifts, you can overthrow it. That means that sometimes that we receive things that will help to overthrow a king if it's a king that's bad. Okay, that kings can be good and kings can be bad. You know, which one? If it's a good king, awesome. If it's a bad king, people will eventually find a way to overtake it. Okay, a man that tells his neighbor, oh, you're so good, you're beautiful, you do things good. Oh, I'm going to brag on my neighbor. But he makes like a net because he's lying. You know, when you say good things to your neighbor to make him feel good, you're actually making a net. And the evil man will eventually pop up. Okay, so if your neighbor does things that are bad, don't just say, oh, it's okay. You're a good person anyway. No, 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 no. Tell the truth. If he does something that's sin or evil, tell him, you know, well, that's not right in the eyes of God. Okay. Then we can sing and rejoice because they're turning and you're telling them the truth. But you know, don't just give a person, say something good about a person just to get them to like you when you know that they're doing things wrong. Same thing with work and a boss and like that. The righteous think about the rights of the poor. And that's what we just talked about this. But the wicked don't understand the poor. They just want to over control and take. They want that poor person to go out and steal from another person and give them the money. You know, people will laugh at burning. They'll say, I started that fire. I burned that building. But the wise person will turn away. Now we see people doing these things right now. They steal from the poor. They use the poor people. They start fires. They fight. It's all wrong in the eyes of the Lord. Debating with a fool. That's like trying to take the water out of the sea and use just a little. How long will it take you to empty the sea? Yeah. Now, a foolish person, when they get angry, they're just going, I'm angry, I'm angry, I'm angry. But if you're wise, you just quietly hold on and just wait. And that's why we tell people, okay, when you're angry, don't respond. Wait, calm down first. Okay. Fools express it all, but the wise person just holds on to it. Now, if the ruler, the person in charge, the president, the king, whoever, if they listen to liars, if people come and encourage them with lies, then he will advise things that are wicked. The poor, the oppressed, the same way. They will take that control of the poor. But the Lord gives sight to the eyes of both. If a king judges the poor fairly, then that king's throne will continue forever. In other words, here's still kind of comparing the kings, the rulers. If they listen to foolish people and lies and plans that are not good, then they will never have a good kingdom. But if we have the eyes and see of the Lord, the king will judge everybody fair, the same. It doesn't matter if you work and make 20 cents an hour, or if you work and make $20,000 an hour. It doesn't matter. If you do something wrong, you both judged the same, fair. But children, this is an important one. Children, if you never correct them, they're going to bring shame to your mother. In other words, we need to punish, correct our children, because if we correct our children, they will give you rest. You will know that they're doing right. He will give you happiness in your heart. So don't be afraid to correct children. We need that. And now they tell us that it's a crime if you correct your children. They're trying to tell you you don't control your children. Let the teacher, let the rulers of the government, let them all control your children. You stay out of it. Stay out of it. No. We need to correct our children and teach them the right things. So when the wicked multiply, more, this person joins. Then all that sin increases. But the righteous will see their fall. So that means that all the things that we see now that the wicked are doing, and it's increasing, we see it, but we also know that one day we will see it all fail. Yes, we will. Vision. What is your vision? I'm getting some new glasses. But we have power. If I take my glasses off, it's like, ooh, oh, there you are. I see you now. Vision. We need to keep our vision on the Lord. And it says, a nation without God's guidance is a nation without order. Happy are the people who keep God's law. So that's what's wrong right now here. We used to be one nation under God. We were founded as a nation under God. And now they're turning away from God. But for to be a happy nation, we need to continue with God's guidance. And then we all know that verse that says, where there's no vision, the people perish. So we need to keep vision and visions, the prophetic visions. We need to see what the prophets are seeing. People will be very quick to just wander away. But when you follow the vision, the showings of God, of the word, you're happy. You can feel blessed and you can feel safe because God has us in his arms. And here's a prayer from Proverbs 29:18. It says, Father, today I choose to set my mind and focus on you. I choose to look for what you want to do in me and through me. I let go of any wrong thinking, wrong attitudes or actions that would hold me from you in Jesus' name. It's a good prayer. Good prayer. Words alone will not correct a servant. Words can be misunderstood. Yeah, misunderstood, can be misunderstood, but they're not followed. Words can be understood. And if you understand, sometimes they will understand the words, but they will still not follow it. Okay? There's more hope for the fool than for a person who speaks without thinking first. So in other words, think before you talk. Stop and think, what do I need to answer? How do I need to respond? Think before you talk. Don't just, all right, I like this one. If you just calmly raise your children, you will have them become your sons for a long time. If you raise your children right, they will be close to you and stay with you for a long time in your beliefs. And then in verse 22, about the angry person, do you know anybody that looks like that? Always angry. Oh, here comes Joe. He's always angry. And he always starts trouble, conflict. He always temper many, many sins in the face alone. Do you know that we can sin in our face? Your face can sin. If I look at you and I think, or if I look, oh, there goes a man. You know, whoops. I thought something, my face showed it. First of all, your mind, it can happen in your mind and nobody knows it. But then when it comes up on your face, people around you will see it. So be careful. Humility brings honor. Pride ends in the fall. So humility brings honor. Now you see that again, he's starting to say things that we've heard before, saying things again. So they must be important. Now, maybe you are not a thief. You don't rob the bank. But if you drive the car, I didn't steal from the bank. No, 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 no. But I drove the car that took the people away. You are just as bad as the person who stole the money. Or if 2 or 3 of you go into a store and rob, and one person shoots a person, you're all guilty. Okay? So if you assist or help a thief, you not only hurt yourself, but all of those are hurt. And then when you promise, oh, I will tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help me God. But you also know that if you testify, those other group of people are going to come find you. So they'll fear the people. And that's a bad trap. But if you trust in the Lord, it means that you have safety. Safe. Trust in the Lord. When we fear people, like right now, if you walk down the street or you go into a store, things are happening all around us. Okay. In a store the other day, somebody shot 10 people. But you can't fear people enough to just, I'm going to stay home. I'm not going to go anywhere. I'm going to hide. We need to keep our trust in the Lord because he will keep us safe. Now, does that mean that we won't be in a store when a shooting happens? Not necessarily. Maybe it will. And maybe you'll get shot. But it also means that God is with you, will take care of you, and let your story become a testimony of what God can do. Don't fear people. Don't fear all the things that are happening. It's just a trap to try to get you to stay away from people. So the Lord is our safety. Declare that Psalms 91 over yourself every day. But just remember, don't let yourself become afraid of people. Just yesterday, my friend, she had gone to the store. Her husband was at home. He called her and he said, I thought I heard fireworks in the daytime. He looks out the window. There's police, fire, all kinds of people around. And so happens that the man below them had done something bad, and the police came. He had weapons, and ended up he got shot, killed. They live on top. The man lived on bottom, but they didn't know. They talked to the man. They knew the man. They didn't know. So we can't walk in fear of knowing or not knowing, because often we don't know who's around us. Maybe even sitting next to you in church. You just don't know. But that's why we need to continue with our trust in the Lord and know that he always has taken care of us, and he always will. Many try to seek out rulers. We want the pastor to know us, to like us. I want the boss to know me personally. I want the president. Oh, if I have a chance to meet the president, whoa. Or what about that rock star? Like I could have gone to Elvis' wedding, but I didn't go. But uh, those kind of things, we desire to have that interest in people. Oh, I want to see that person. Oh, they're going to be speaking. I want to go see them. I want to go hear that singing group. Okay. Oh, we want them to know. I want them to know who I am. I want them to like me. But we're so focused on that we forget our focus needs to be on the Lord. It doesn't matter who likes us. It doesn't matter who sees us or knows that we're there. The only thing that's important is that to know that the Lord sees us, knows us, he's with us, and he's the one who will get justice for any person that if you are that one that gets shot, God will see that justice happens for that person that shoot. Our responsibility is to pray for them and to tell them about God, no matter how bad they hurt us. So don't be afraid of people or afraid of opinions. We've got to trust in God and know that he protects us from all that. If a person is not just, he's hated by righteous people. When we see a person, oh, they got away with murder. They got away with stealing that. Look, they let them out of prison. What's wrong? We hate that. We don't like that. But when the way is straight and they get the right punishment or they go to jail or whatever, that hurts that wicked person, but it's what he gets for what they do. Okay. In other words, we want to see the right justice and fair for all. And that statement there's always going to be a person that hates you. You will never find a time when everybody likes me. There's that old song. Everybody hates me. Nobody likes me. I'm going to eat some worms. But you're never going to have a time when every person will like you or love you at all. So just remember that. And the important thing is not who here on this earth likes you, but God loves you so much that he gave his son to die for you. So you're always loved. We get to feeling like nobody likes me, and Satan will use that thought to just bring you down. But you say, no matter what. I'm used to being around so many people when I was growing up. All my aunts and uncles, and I have 31 first cousins, and we always went to grandma's house on the weekends, and we see everybody. And then they had big families also. But now what's happened? Everybody's scattered all around the world. Many of them are dead. All my aunts, uncles, parents, my grandparents have all died. A few of the cousins have died. My brother has died. My daughter has died. So I could just sit and go, poor me, I'm so low. And now since coronavirus, I'm by myself all the time. So what do? It's just me and God. But you know what? That's fine. I have grown so much in God the last 3 years. And, we um, may feel lonely, but I'm never alone. God is always with us. So don't let yourself tell yourself that you are alone. Okay. Because there's always going to be somebody out there to hate you. Sure. Okay. The not honest person doesn't like righteousness. Mm-mm. But if we are righteous and do right in our ways, then we don't like the wicked. Opposites. That's 29. So I guess we must stop there. I was hoping to go through 30 today, but we'll wait. And next week we will finish with 30. But 31 is special. It's all about the woman, the kind of woman that we need to be that. You hear of the Proverbs 31 woman. So after next week, we will know how to be that and what that means. All right. So we will finish Proverbs next week. If you all show up, I don't know where everybody is, but anyway, it's recorded and we will finish that next week with those last two chapters. Let me